Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I've got 3 replays for you in the brand new tier 8 premium medium tank, the Black Diamond. So before I get into the Black Diamond then we'll just go over the equipment I run on this tank. So I've got optics, camo net and gun rammer, and on the perks I'll be running Born Leader, rapid reload, 6th sense, steady aim, situational awareness, muffled shot, silent driving, camouflage expertise and run and gun. So yeah, the Black Diamond is, well, to be brief with it, it's basically a single shot Barask. So this tank has been released as part of National Pirate Week or Pirate Day, I don't know, but something to do with pirates. But yeah, so Wargaming of Infinite Wisdom have decided to take a tank and do a couple of changes and release it with a little bit of a pirate theme, and that's exactly what the Black Diamond is. So what I'll do is I'll just basically run through what is different. Now the tank itself, everything is basically the same as the Barask, and if you're not familiar with the Barask, I have actually got a video that I've done recently on the Barask on the channel, so if you look through the channel, if you haven't seen it already, I'd advise to check that out. So yeah, it's basically same stats as Barask, but you've got 320 alpha on this tank rather than 360. Because it's a single shot, it actually has an increase of penetration values. So you've got 215mm on your standard round and 265 on your premium, which is a change rather than 190 and 240 penetration values on the Barask. You got better for shell velocity at 1115 on your standard and 1275 meters per second on your premium, as opposed to 1000 and 1250 on the Barask. You've got a 10.7 second reload time, your 2.5 second aim time compared to 3.2 second on the Barask, and the accuracy is 0.37 rather than 0.42, with 1.48 accuracy on rotation rather than 2.22. And that is pretty much the difference on the Black Diamond. So it's just single shot compared to the 2-shot autoloader on the Barask. What's the cost of this? Well, if you look in the store at the moment, it's available for 10,500 gold. The tank itself apparently only costs 8,500, so the 2,000 gold is extra as what you're paying in flags and stuff like that, which I think is a little bit unfair, if I'm honest. I think rather than sort of this being bundled as a package with a load of stuff that most people aren't, well, I certainly didn't want it. Although I have put the pirate flag on this tank just for memes and authenticity, obviously. But yeah, I really wouldn't have been fussed with the flag. I'm not into the whole flags, emblems, that sort of stuff. It's not for me. So the fact they whacked 2,000 gold on top of the asking price for this tank alone, it's a bit. I'm just not agreeing with that, if I'm honest. So yeah, 10,500 gold for the package, which will set you back about £30 roughly in English money, $41 if you're in the US. Don't ask me if you live in Australia, because I have no idea. These conversion figures based off Google, so go Google it. So yeah, it's that's the cost of it. Now, my thoughts on the tank, I'm not going to lie, I love it. It's great. Is it good for the game? No, probably not. Just because, well, the Barask is very strong, as we know, which has been the game for about sort of 5 years now, approximately. But the Barask I've always considered as a very, very strong tier 8 tank, more than capable of carrying itself in tier 8 games and up to tier 10. It is a very, very good medium tank. I've always been a fan of the Barask, and I'm more of a fan of this just because the single shotgun is that nice alternative. You've not got to wait on that reload. Yeah, it can be a little bit derpy and the aim time is a bit slow, but it's nice to have that 7.8 second reload that I've got this tank down to, by the way. The 10.5 that I quoted you, or 10.7 second reload, is its base reload, so that's without sort of the equipment that you run on this to get that reload down. So yeah, on the first map here on Westfield, and we've basically done the usual Westfield plays that we play when we're playing a light tank or a fast stealthy medium, and that's sort of on the not so good spawn, moving over to that corner and just gaining map control and getting as much assistance and damage as possible, and that's what we've done. We've picked up 3k assist along with 2.1k damage, and we're just going to move in on the final tank remaining now, which is a tortoise, trying to move in as quickly as possible so we could at least pick up a little bit more assistance. Going to aim for the cupola, hopefully pen this shot, which we have. I think this tortoise has just basically given up the ghost. I don't blame him, to be honest, and yeah, unfortunately we don't get the last shot in, but we've had a nice start to the game. Well, we've had a nice start to the video, to be honest, with a good game to boot. We've got 4 kills, 2.5k damage nearly, with 3.1k assists, picking up 4 kills. Only the second class. It's a brand new tank, so the ceiling for an ace is going to be ridiculous. Probably a Paul's medal and 6k damage probably wouldn't even do it, but no, I'm joking. It's just it's a high ceiling. It's you need to get a lot of damage and kills to get that ace tanker, and it's just because it's new and it's just recently been released. Those will change over the next few weeks, and yeah, I'm sure the ace requirements will come down. So yeah, going back to sort of thoughts on this tank being in the game now, obviously because it's in the store and it's for sale, obviously people will get it, but it's not like it's not like that it's being given away like the Brask was in a season pass, and a sort of really discounted price where it's going to be predominantly in the game. I mean, most games you'll see Brasks sort of in the matchmaking, so I don't think it's going to be a deal breaker. I don't think it's going to break the game by these. I think you'll just see the odd one every now and then. People will buy it because I think it is it's going to be a strong premium. But if people have got the Brask already, they may feel that this is just not worth it, to be honest. They'll just live with the Brask. So yeah, I don't see it being too game breaking, but I just having a single shot Brask in the game, it's not really going to help either, just because it is very, very strong tank. But there we go. That's my views on that anyway. I'm sure other people may think differently, but yeah, we'll see how good this tank is in the next 2 replays. And obviously the second replay here, we are on Nomonhan, and we're on the good spawn. Actually, we've come over to and I class this a good spawn because this is the point where we can just hide next to these rocks and we can get spotting. We can look across the way there, we can light up the tanks that are in the one line, and we'll pick up some nice assist hopefully through that. We've also got this is a point where we can get some shots off ourselves, as well as shots elsewhere in the map. So you can see the Tiger 1 that was sort of down through this gap here that we've just lit up. There's also Tank Destroyer up on the ridge there. There's just multiple of targets here at this location. That's why I like playing this spot when I'm in sort of a fast, medium or a light tank. And get to this position really aggressive, light up tanks, get some shots away, and hopefully pick up some assist and pick up some good damage as well. We do spot the artillery there in a very strange position, so we're not really going to hesitate to get some shots into him. We avoid getting shot by the Tiger. We're going to return a shot to him. Unfortunately, just reloads in time to get a shot into us, which tracks us in place. So decide to repair the tracks and get into cover and just lose our spot. That's just a bit of an impatient shot there. I probably could have waited until I'd lost my spot and then got the shot in. We see an enemy Black Diamond on the other team, so someone's obviously got their wallet out and spent some money. Fair play. But we get a track into him because he's just exposing his track slightly, and knowing how dangerous the Black Diamond is, in my opinion, I'm not going to hesitate to get some shots into him. Because, like I say, where you're not doing the damage, you're being an absolute nightmare with the spotting. Now, I've got caught out by this BZ that has managed to get round our rear and has put a shot into us, damaged our engine, which is unfortunate because, you know, I'm already sort of waiting for my repair kit to cool down. But hopefully we can get a shot in, which we do, and our cooldown has expired, so we're able to fix our engine and maintain our mobility again. And I'm just keeping an eye on him just to make sure he doesn't poke and put any more shots into me. And equally I can get some shots into him. So I'm not too fussed at this moment. Unfortunately, I missed the Leo there, the one-shot Leo I could have got a shot into. Take a shot from that TD, I'm kind of panicking a little bit, so I'm kind of, I'm in a bit of a crossfire where I can get shot from multiple angles now, and it's a little bit tricky. Ideally, I'd like to take out this BZ that is sort of kind of just wallowing in the middle there. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing, but he's a bit of a threat already. I've put a shot into him, put him down to a one shot now, so I'm just hoping that I can take him out, or he gets taken out by one of my friendly teammates. Artillery, I think, manages to get a shot into him. I'm poking to try and see him spot up the Tiger, but that doesn't appear to be happening. But then we see the BZ. I'm going to try and get a shot into him, but luckily our friendly medium tank manages to shut him down. So I've not really had to move. I've taken a lot of hits, but I've kind of felt like, you know, the rewards have paid off a little bit. Yeah, I'm just under 3k damage now with just under 1.5 assist. Waiting for this Mantis to pull back. Hopefully he does. We do get a shot into the Mantis there, putting him down to a one shot, which is nice because the Mantis, again, like the Black Diamond and the Barask, is a very strong tier 8. Has a great gun and obviously great camo and view range, so it's another tank that we don't really want to keep alive if we can help it. So yeah, we seem to be doing okay on numbers now. We're about 3 tanks ahead. Again, I'm keeping an eye on that Tiger, trying to see if I can get a shot on that tank destroyer, but unfortunately our gun elevation lets us down. That is one thing the Black Diamond and the Barask that they suffer from. They don't really have very good gun elevations, so that's something to bear in mind. And yeah, so the tank destroyer has now sort of moved. Again, sort of we're about 5 tanks up, so the game is starting to look like it's coming to the end now. So now we're going to move up. I'm going to sort of play a little bit more aggressive, push the game ahead to try and get in a position where we can get a little bit more damage off, perhaps maybe a few more kills, who knows. We see the tank destroyer there that's distracted by our friendly teams ahead. He tries poking a shot in. We're going to poke up to try and see if we can finish him, but I thought better of it because we are being targeted. And a good job we did because there was that Leo to the right of us. Now I'm going to sort of try and skirt around the fringes of the ridge here to try and get in a better position where I can get a shot onto this TD, which we do, managing to take him out. And all that is now left is the heavy tank, which is the Tiger, and this artillery as well. So our RT gets a shot in and we manage to finish him off for our 3rd kill. Now all there is left to do is to get straight towards this Tiger one and try and see if we can get a bit more damage in. We can take one shot off this Tiger, but we won't be able to take any more than that. So I'm happy to trade 1 for 1. But I'm hoping by the time I get there, I'll probably just be able to put 1 shot in anyway, which we do. Hoping to get the kill, but it looks like, yeah, he gets taken out by one of our friendly teammates. But we do finish the second replay there with better damage this time rather than assist. Yeah, we pick up 3 kills, 4.1k damage. I think we did get a little bit of assist there. Yeah, we got 1600 assistance there. Again, only the 2nd class, picked up the high caliber medal, but yeah, a bit of an average game really, but just more better on the damage. But what we'll do is we'll move into the 3rd and final replay. and we'll take a look at how we got on this one. So this is on Karelia now, and this is actually bottom tier matchmaking, so you'll be able to see how well the Black Diamond does in a bottom tier matchmaker. So with Karelia, I'm going to push over on the right hand side. We do have a light tank on our team, but doesn't look like he's making his way over here. So I've opted to play fairly aggressive to try and spot the cross, spot any tanks coming up the one line there. I am playing slightly cautiously just because I don't want to get caught out, so I'm just using the rocks as a bit of cover there, because I don't want to be counter spotted and then obviously shot from tanks across the way. It's a problem with Karelia is, although it's an aggressive push, if you get lit up, yeah, it's probably going to be game over, or you're going to get a lot of health taken off you because you're kind of exposed out in the open. There's no room really to hide unless you find a rock to hide behind that is out of everybody's gun sights. So I've come to this bush here. I've spotted up a few targets. I'm hoping that potentially artillery can get some shots into those targets. But if not, I'm not going to worry too much. I'm, again, just sort of biding my time. I've kind of dropped back here just because obviously that Hori is behind that rock. I don't want him to suddenly poke out and then expose us accidentally and then we're caught out in the open, because that just, yeah, that kind of sucked really. So I've pulled back slightly just so I can keep my concealment. Trying to see if I can get some shots in on these tanks that are in the middle, but that doesn't look like it's presenting itself an opportunity. So again, just going to wait and see. We do manage to get a shot into the enemy tank there, the light tank, the mercenary light tank. We did get a shot into that guy. Did actually low roll quite a bit. 269, that is a bit of a bad low roll, but going to blind fire this time, and we do get the shot in. Luckily for us, it was worth taking because there wasn't really anything else. Now we do get spotted here, and I'm not entirely sure what it was, but then we see this object 416 which has decided to creep up and catch us out. Now again, I'm just going to fall back, just get behind this rock. Artillery does put a shot into us, or into him, giving us some assistance, but don't really want this object 416 here because it's just going to be a pain. He's going to proxy spot us as soon as we move. Luckily he's distracted by tanks that are up on our back ridge there, so I get a shot into the side of him. Their artillery is now looking at us, so I need to be careful of that. I need to basically just move backwards and forwards, just try and duke the artillery as best as possible. We've got our friendly T-30 moving in, which I'm hoping can put a shot into this 416 and help us out. I noticed the 416 is nearly, or well, it's not exactly a one shot, but it's close to it. So if we can definitely put him down to a one shot, that really helped. Now I've overpeaked there, but problem is I've hit his turret and it's bounced off, so not great. But then the T-30 does manage to take out the 416, so luckily we don't have to worry about that guy lighting us up anymore, and we can start to play, or hopefully start to play the field a little bit more, pick up some more assistance and get some more damage. So far it's not really been a decent start. It's kind of been a bit mediocre, a bit slow, a bit passive, but the main problem is I've got this Hori that is kind of sat in that position, which is stopping our advance really, because the main problem is as soon as I get into his view range, into his line of sight, I'm going to be spotted. I know I could probably take that Hori on 1v1. If I can get behind him, he's dead. Problem is, doing that, I'm going to have my tank facing all the guns that are going to be covering him, and there's going to probably be a hell of a lot of guns covering him from their base. So I don't really want to go gung-ho. I'd love to advance this game, but yeah, we need to be patient basically, and we need to make our move at the right time. But I've noticed the Hori has actually moved up, and at this point I was considering getting behind him and trying to help our friendly Emil that is over there. or within mil 2 shot, let's say. But then we spot a waffle, and that's exactly why I didn't move in on the Hori, because when you've got tanks like the big waffle sitting at the back there, well, that's not really gonna end well. We can practically get clipped out by that waffle. Even one shot is really gonna hurt our game basically. So, but the Emil 1 or Emil 2, should I say, has done a great job in clearing out that corner. He didn't need my help in the end, so that's good. We can focus a few more shots onto that waffle, and now I'm gonna progress and try and be the light tank here and spot up the enemies that are going to be sitting at the base, because no doubt there will be a few. And there we go, we just spotted that bison there. So I'm not going to go rushing in that way, because again there's going to be tanks covering him. See the SVAC there, it's just poked. We do pick up a little bit of assistance. Artillery slams a shell in as well, so it does us a favour by giving us a little bit more assistance in that part. So yeah, again, just playing patient here. I'm not going full throttle at sort of getting behind these tanks or trying to get an angle, because again, my main worry is that big waffle and any other tanks that could be back there that have got a big gun, a nasty gun that is gonna hurt our hit points. We spot up the waffle again. He gets taken down by the Progetto, so that kind of gives me a bit more confidence now to be able to push up and try and spot for my team, try and potentially work some shots into the rear of these tank destroyers that are here. We do spot artillery, and I'm not going to hesitate in getting a shot into artillery, but I made a bit of a faux pas because I've done that, and without sort of checking my surroundings and realising that actually you've got tanks in the middle there. You see the hill, that's what I'm talking about, the hill, there's clearly going to be some enemies there. So being spotted in this position means I could potentially get shot from there. And now I've kind of panicked a little bit, because obviously that bison has looked at me. I was nearly going to slide down there or make a jump down there, which again wasn't really a good idea, because I probably would have lost all my hit points in a self-destruct move there. So I didn't want to go throwing my hit points away. I've just moved into this low bowl here just to get safe basically, and now I'll move out and assess my options and try and see what other targets I can shoot at. Now I do see an MBT that's kind of isolated in the middle here, and I've sort of thought this could be my opportunity, but I do get spotted by one of those tank destroyers, which is really frustrating, and I've turned to try and see if I could potentially get some shots in. Got the M103 on the hill. Now the Emil 2 has taken out the tank destroyers that were up here. See the C100 now. I might be able to get a shot in, but artillery comes in clutch there and just takes him out. That leaves 4 tanks left. We've got 3.1k assist with 2.2k damage. There's only 4 tanks remaining now, and we pretty much have a 2-to-1 advantage. Going to get a shot into that tank there, setting him on fire, and we pick up our first kill of the game. So a really nice lucky RNG shot there. Now we're going to try and see if we can potentially get artillery out if we can. And I'm just moving into a position where I can get some shots into him, but our Progetto 65 manages to take him out. Now we can see the M103 that is over here, and I'm going to try and see if I can get a shot in. I snapped that shot there, didn't properly aim it. The M103 snaps one into us, damaging our Armour, which isn't ideal. So now I've just got to wait for my team to come in and help us out. We are picking up a little bit more assist here. Going to try and see if I can potentially snipe his cupola, but he's doing the right thing, he's wiggling away, but we do pen the shot. Now it'd be great to take out this tank if I can to get another kill. Again, just trying to aim the shot. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit. But we're going to try again, try and see if we can aim for the cupola, and we do. Picking up our second kill of the game, and then the friendly waffle takes out the object 777, and that leads us to the end of the replay. So we get 3.3k damage there with 2 kills, 3.4k assist, so a nice balanced game there of mixture of damage and assistance. Again, only picking up the second class. which is fair enough, reflective on the damage here. That's probably about right. But yeah, just 3 replays for you there, guys. Nothing, truly amazing, but I just wanted to sort of show off the black diamond and how good it is. So yeah, do I think the tank's worth it? Yeah, I would say so. I think that's going to be a very strong premium tank. I certainly like it. I do think it's a good tank. So yeah, that is it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like and subscribe, because it does help the channel. And as always, I'll catch you next time.
Uh-oh.